Hi universe, how are you today? So you see me again. Of course, you know me already. I'm Sonya from anitasonya.com and welcome to 100 Days Live with Sonya, the place for the experts to share their experiences and of course their strategies in life and business to reach the tops their dreams. So you can ask them anything, you can interrogate them in fact. So today we have the beautiful lady again, and she's the expert in human resource department, and she's the founder and president of Nicole Rand Professional Services and CareerPath Global. So if you feel lost how you manage your career today, or you don't know what to do today after the long pandemic that we have, then many of us lost our business and also our job. This is a nice time to talk about it. And today we talk about why you should change your career. Maybe it's not only your career, maybe you need to shift your life into business as an entrepreneur. So what is the time to do that, the right time to do that? That is today or now, after you talk to Nicole Rand, of course. Do not make your own decision because it will be very risky, right? So yeah,
Yes, hi
because
Sonia.
yeah, we need a lot of consideration to make this happen. You see, whether you stay in your career or shift your career, shift your work, shift your department or another company, or you have to jump into the entrepreneurship, or you keep your work while you study your entrepreneurship. Please consult to Nicole, and that's why. Nicole, welcome to another Days Live with Sonia. Finally, you are here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be here.
Thank you. And then, yeah, today, because we are going to talk about why you should consider your career again, right? Or change it or shift it, whatever they call it. And then, why do we need to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, really, a lot of people have found during the pandemic that they're not happy with their career. I mean, the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
really caused a lot of people to do some introspective work or soul searching
Mm-hmm.
in regards to their career. You know, people who've been in the same position for 20 plus years are going, hey, I don't like what I'm doing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the big obvious one right there. Why you should change your career is if you're not happy, if you're not feeling fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
it's never too late to change your career. So
Mm-hmm.
you know that's really the big one, and there's so much minutia in why people could be
Mm-hmm.
feeling unhappy with their career. It could be the job itself, it could be the environment, but first and foremost, most people are looking to make a change because they're not feeling that personal fulfillment. Even if the environment's good, even the pay is good, even if the job is generally okay, they're not getting that personal fulfillment that they would or that they are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine that even before the pandemic, when I was in Netherlands, it seems that when you go to the supermarket, nobody smiled to greet their customers, right? They were just like this, like a blah blah blah. And then I asked everyone, why are they like that? Why they do the work if they don't even smile or something like that? But then yes, I went to some Turkish stores, and then I asked them why it happened that way also. So it's not only on the Albert Heijn or other supermarket, right? I asked them. They say that they don't enjoy the work, but then why they do it? It seems like being a cashier is like a low level work or something like that. But then if they don't do it, they don't get any income, right? Anyway, I think while even though you don't enjoy your work, when you are dealing with the customer, I think that you still use some smile, or a bit being friendly a little bit with the hospitality, just like the hotel staff or something like that. What do you think about it? Do really they have to change your career? Because if yes, then I think the whole Netherlands should do it.
Well, look, I think supermarkets around the globe, they don't generally
Mm-mm,
smile. I mean, there are those
mm-mm,
blessed few that are nice to you, but everybody's super grumpy.
mm-mm,
Um, No, so first
Yeah, that's why.
first of all, when we talk about changing your career here, we're not talking
Mm-hmm.
about quitting the job that you have to go chase
Mm-hmm.
your dreams of being, I don't know, a painter in a willow field somewhere. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's about having a plan. It's about saying that your supermarket job doesn't have to be your end, unless of course that is absolutely what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have to pay the bills, right? So
Yes.
you have to, everybody usually at some point, I mean, take famous actors for instance. If you ask most famous actors how they started out, I know
Mm-hmm.
one that comes to the top of my head is like Vin Diesel. He was a telemarketer before he got
Mm-hmm.
his acting career. So everybody sort of starts out in the trenches, and doing those jobs they don't like. But the idea is you want to formulate a plan about how you're going
Mm-hmm.
to move forward. And honestly, that's,
Mm-hmm.
like you mentioned, I'm the founder of CareerPath Global, and that's what CareerPath Global is all about. It is about helping people make that plan and understand the steps they need to take to make a
Mm-hmm.
positive career shift. Because if you start doing things out of order, if you are, for instance, really sick of your supermarket job and you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
leave yesterday, you're going to start making decisions out of desperation, and you're going to probably end up somewhere where you're just not going to be happy again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's really all about the plan. I don't want anyone to think
Mm-hmm.
that it's, like, okay, well, I'm just going to quit my job. No, look, we've all got bills to pay, so I understand that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. The point is we need to be happy. No matter how hard we work, day and night until the dawn. And then if we are not happy, then it is useless, right? There is no point to do that. But then, what is the sign that we really need to shift our career?
Well, you're really gonna find it in yourself. And I know that it seems like
Mm-hmm.
such a cop out answer, but it's how you are physically and emotionally and mentally responding to your job. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
the big common thing is, of course, when Sunday night rolls around, most people are, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So Sunday night rolls around and you're just dreading Monday. You're just dreading going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
You start kind of feeling depressed. I will tell you a quick story. Myself, I had worked a job one time that was causing me so much stress that every Sunday night I would just start to shake. Like, I would be under all the blankets. So it's not that I was cold. It's just that I was so stressed about going to work the next day. I was having
Mm-hmm.
this physiological response to my stress. And as soon as I quit that job, it never happened again. So, you really, if you're having really negative thoughts, if you're thinking things like, and we're getting kind of deep here, but this is stuff that so many people deal with on a daily basis, going to work thinking like, well, I have bills to pay. I am lucky I have this
Mm-hmm.
job. They are not feeling like there's any light at the end of the tunnel for them. And so it's so important to kind of have this conversation, and understand that if you're having these physiological responses, if you're thinking thoughts of like, wishing you could get into an accident just so you didn't have to go to work,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. It's important to realize that that's not okay. I mean, a lot of people have variable responses in those ranges, but
Mm-hmm.
that is a big red flag. But because we have to pay bills, because this has been required of us, this is what we were told we had to do, right? Go to school, get an
Mm-hmm.
education, and then go get a job and then work there for 20, 30 years, retire, et cetera, like it was this formulated plan we had to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are kind of stuck with that, or if they know that they need to get out, they're not sure where they need to go. So yeah, those are kind of the indicators. You are really going to know it by how you feel. It was my personal journey. I've been there. I tell everybody I talk to, I've been to the lowest lows of employment, to having those thoughts that I was
Wow.
talking about,
Mm-hmm.
So that's,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I started CareerPath Global, is to help people who are going through the same thing, to help them figure out how to establish a career, rather than go it alone. So really, you've got to just listen to yourself.
Wow, and yeah, me too. I've been there. I've done that. That when it is weekend, we are feeling exhausted still, and then waiting for Monday. Well, when Monday comes, we really expect for the weekends to come. So it is not really comfortable, but it is not easy also to be an entrepreneur. That even at weekends, you have to work sometimes, and then depends on what kind of your business is, and sometimes you still need to work in weekend even much more than when you are an employer, right? So
Oh yeah.
that's why also an employee or something like that. So yeah, this is really you mentioned about making plan. How long does it take to make the plan before we really need to shift our career then? Oh.
Well, and I wish I could say, hey, I've got this plan that if you follow it in
Mm-hmm.
3 months, you're going to change careers. But look,
Mm-mm.
it's different for everybody, because what is important to one person is not important to
Mm-hmm.
another person. And that's going to direct where you go in your career. Your career path is an extremely personal journey. For me, it took me a year in what I have on my career path change plan, for
Mm-hmm.
my members. It's a 9-step plan. It took me a year to get through step 2, which was
After planning, and what is step two then?
it,
Choosing the right company or?
no, it is so much more. It's so much more than that. It's soul searching, like I mentioned
Mm-hmm.
before. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's really understanding, and I will give you an example. And I'm not talking about what interests you as far as a career.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about what is important to your life. So, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
I started by going, what am I interested in as a career? And I like
Yes.
medical. I've been in the field. I like it. And so I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go be a physician assistant. And so I started making arrangements to go back to school, to do my sciences over again. I was filling out applications. I was taking job interviews that would get me back into the medical field. I was doing all this stuff. And one day, I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know when or why, but it hit me that wasn't what was important to me. What was important
Yes.
to me was owning my own time. I wanted to decide what I was going to do, when I was going to do it, and I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to be able to really kind of do it from anywhere. And so it hit me like this major epiphany. And so I went, okay, well, being a physician assistant is not going to allow me to own my own time. That is actually going to take away from my
Yes.
time. And so
More
that's
than the work before that you had.
right, exactly. My work before was 9 to 5, got my weekends and holidays, things like that. So when I talk about making a career change, I always want
Mm-hmm.
to be clear. I'm not talking about becoming an entrepreneur necessarily, unless that's what is important to you. Because I'm sure, as you're aware, it's a tough road to go as an entrepreneur, doing everything by yourself. Yeah, sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
have to, most of the time people doing it are working a second job. So
Yes.
that's the added stress. But I'm talking about really finding what is going to be most important to your life. Is it having autonomy? Is it having stability? Like I said with mine, mine's owning my own time. It's different for everybody. And that's why I can't say, oh, in 3 months you're gonna figure out what you're gonna want to do and make a career
Mm-hmm.
change. But the idea is that I have a team of 10 career development experts. So I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
recruiters, HR personnel, career coach. I even have a therapist on there. Um, so I have all these really highly experienced, educated individuals on my team that are there to
Mm-hmm.
help guide the individual to help them find their career path. So you don't have to go it
Mm-hmm.
alone. So it is going to go faster because you're going to get all this advice and knowledge and one-on-one attention. And I hate to say, it sounds like I'm just advertising my program, but honestly,
No,
I'm
no, it doesn't matter.
I'm so passionate about it. I'm so passionate about it because I've been there. I understand. Like I said, anyone who is working a job that they're like, this can't be it. This can't be all there is to life. I understand. Anyone who's working a job that's thinking really dark thoughts because they feel like I can't get another job and I need the money and they
Mm-hmm.
feel trapped. I've been there. So that's, I'm sorry. I just very passionate about it.
I know it's okay. And then, who are your clients today? I mean, are they, do you work with the companies or the big corporates or also with the government, to get your clients? Because I think in your field, it is very important also to get the right clients, that really need, your service or your programs, right? Because you are also into psychology, and then, but also you have lot of experiences in human resource department. I think that you can also help the factories or the companies or big industries or even the government to do that.
Right, right. Well, so my program is actually geared towards the
Mm-hmm.
individual consumer because
Mm-hmm.
we are attracting the individual consumer, like I said, who is struggling either finding a career, they're not
Mm-hmm.
happy in the job that they have, and we're helping them figure out where they want to go. Basically, giving them a light to the end of the tunnel, helping them develop a plan, giving them a community, giving them professional resources, um, to actually go through the process of figuring out what is going to be the biggest benefit to their life. So I would like to, in the future, work with the government
Mm-hmm.
to help those who are unemployed, and are trying to kind of, because a lot of the programs that we have in my local area actually
Mm-hmm.
are designed to try to help people essentially like level up their careers. So it's not just going into a job. It's going into a career.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I want to be fair to everybody in every position. A career is is different for everybody. Like I said,
Yes.
there could be someone who is completely and totally happy working at the supermarket, being a cashier, that could be their fulfillment. So I don't want to downplay any position. It's just different from person to person. A career doesn't necessarily mean that you're an entrepreneur, a CEO,
Mm-hmm.
some high level executive. And I know that's typically what we think, but it's really what fulfills you. Like, is it giving you the most value in your life? So
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to be clear on that. But yeah, I work with the individual. Yeah.
And, do you also help them to find the right job or the right, company or the right career that is suitable with them after exploring with them, what they are passionate about and what they need in a certain level of income, and what is, their plan in the future in their career or something like that,
Yeah.
Nicole?
100%. So, part of our program, what it offers, is it offers a bi-weekly 30-minute one-on-one with
Mm,
a path expert, which is one of the 10 people on my team, one of the career development specialists I was talking about earlier. So they get the opportunity to sit down with that individual and talk specifically about things that are what they're trying to figure out in their career.
mhm,
And so that could be anything from, the basic steps of soul searching all the way down to branding, marketing, networking, all of
mhm,
that. Like I said, these people are, extremely experienced, knowledgeable, and educated. So our members are really getting access to a great program. So yeah,
mhm.
everything that goes along with it. I've done that myself. I'm there amongst it all as well. So yeah, it's the whole kit and caboodle. We're hopefully looking to expand within the next few months. I really can't say much about that, but there's potential partnership to expand even greater the services that we offer. So I'm very excited about that as well.
As long as you send me the chart from for the opening.
Absolutely.
And then do you already do everything online, or do you still what is it, need to meet in person for your clients? Because when you do that online, you can of course do it internationally, but then if you still have to meet in person, maybe only in your country or in with the locals, right?
No, so everything is online. That's what
Mm-hmm.
allows me to do it internationally.
Mm-hmm.
I super love it. Three of my experts are actually international. As we grow more, the idea is to expand even more. But yeah, I have an individual in Canada, I have an individual in Saudi, and I have an individual in Kenya. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, as we expand some more, and I'm in the U.S., so then of course I have people smattered around the U.S. as well. But the idea is
Mm-hmm.
to get a variety of perspectives from across the globe, and honestly, it's quite interesting. Every country that is generally economically equal is kind of
Mm-hmm.
dealing with the same things thanks to the power of the internet. Governments are seeing
Oh,
what other governments are doing, and so they're
yes.
addressing those issues as well. And then the pandemic really put everybody in the same boat. I think
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to stress that a little bit, is that regardless of who you are, where you are, if you're watching this, generally speaking, everybody across the world has kind of been affected by the pandemic in the
Mm-hmm.
same way.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a massive global shutdown almost overnight. So you have people who, are thinking about changing their careers everywhere,
Yes. Yes.
on the sadder side, you have people across the globe who are dealing with, you know, potential homelessness and
Mm-hmm.
losing because they've lost their jobs and they're not getting the aid that they need, et cetera, et cetera. So
Mm-hmm.
this has been such an interesting time that we see us, whether we are really recognizing it or not, sort of unified on that front, economically, professionally. Everybody's sort of experiencing the same issues. Employers are not reaching the applicants that they want, and applicants aren't reaching the employers that are the best fit. It's like it's a mess out there. So that's,
Yes,
again,
yes.
part of what I'm
I
trying to
agree.
do. So
I agree because I experienced it myself. I didn't get my income from tourism, so wanted or not because I want to, because I had to change the business, change the career. Well, it wasn't easy at all during the pandemic, and I tried to
yeah.
return to the food industry in the supermarket, but they were also shut down. It was very difficult to get stuff, because the people here are scared with the rapid test at that time. So yeah, it was a mess. I agree. It happens everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, look at you. I mean, I just have to compliment you. Look at what you're doing. You're driven. You're saying,
Oh, thank
"Hey,
you.
I'm
Bing, bing,
not."
bing.
But it's true. It's true. Like, the world
Thank
needs
you.
people like you who are like, okay, well, I've been given a ton of lemons, and screw you, lemons. You're all becoming lemonade with a lot of sugar.
Oh, I love sugar. Please don't remind that because we have health and also wellness experts in 100 Days Live with Sonya, and I have to hide every time they speak about the health. And I just say that I go to the gym, yes, but then. Yeah, I agree with that. That we need to take care of ourselves, not only in physical and also, but also mental health, right? Especially I agree that our career influence us a lot, especially in the mental health, not only the physical health. And then you have been working with everyone around the world, not only in the United States also. So, what are your challenges when you face your clients that way from any other countries? Because of course the cultures are different, and then the habits are different, the expectations are different. Even the not only the expectation, the image of the people are completely different in every country, right?
Right, right. And that's 100% why I wanted to bring on people from different cultures and different geographical locations,
Mm-hmm.
because you think about, like, our perspective is really just based on the experience that we've had, the education we've had, and
Mm-hmm.
where we're located geographically. That's a really big one, especially when you're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with economic situations. I mean, I'm in Southern California. I'm about 30 to 50 miles east of
Mm-hmm.
LA. LA, Hollywood, everybody's heard of that for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the economic landscape of my area versus LA is so drastically different. It's almost like being in
Mm-hmm.
different countries. And that's kind of what sort of gave me that idea of bringing people in from other parts of the country and other parts of the world, is because I realized that I'm going to look at the economy in a more negative light, because the economy where I am
Mm-hmm.
is, it's more industrial. It's harder to get like an executive or a higher paying position out in this area. Most of those jobs are in LA. So that's why I brought the people in. But to kind of circle back to your question, when you're asking about the challenges,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be completely honest. CareerPath Global has recently launched. So we're still learning, and I'm still learning. And I'm talking to my path experts and kind of finding out the challenges that they face in those areas. And it's just something that, as we continue to grow and get more and more members from across the globe, because of course, anything that
Mm-hmm.
you start, any company you start, you're generally going to get membership from within your more local area. So right now, my membership is predominantly in the more local area. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so as we grow, I know we're going to start getting more international individuals. But like I said, for the countries whose economies are generally the same, you're fighting a similar battle. And like I said, coronavirus, the pandemic, really leveled the playing field for so many people, because as a, a world, we just shut
Mm-hmm.
down. Everybody pretty much just shut down. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're all sort of starting from a square one, so to speak. I won't be as brazen to say that we're all equal economically. I know that's not true, but we are facing a lot of the same and similar challenges. And in one thing that I've really discovered by talking to people in different countries is that, here in the US, we tend to get an inflated sense of of self and country. And
Mhm.
we are facing a lot of the same issues that other countries are, and we're talking
Mhm.
about gender issues, race issues, cultural issues. So it's like I keep saying it, but with the internet, with this pandemic, with everything that's gone on in 2020 and rolled over into 2021, we're in a lot of ways very much on the same playing field. So um unfortunately, I can't give you like a straight answer as far as like, oh, I've worked from with somebody from this country, and
Mhm.
this is where we had these issues as far as the
Mhm.
challenges that we face. What I am saying though is I am seeing that we may be facing less conflict and less issues. Of course, there's always going to be cultural norms and diversities within each country that has to be kind of recognized. Um, but I feel at this juncture, we're facing a lot less, due in part to not only the internet, but the fact that we've kind of all been forced to use it solely for the past year if we wanted to communicate with each other. So it's
Yes.
allowed us to kind of congeal as one body in some way. And I think that's fantastic. I hope that keeps going,
Mhm.
so that we can sort of, again, just kind of stay on the same page with each other, because we have far and away more similarities than we do differences. And I could roll downhill into a whole nother topic, so I'll stay away from that.
No problem. You can join our next session, on the other event in June. But it won't be any interview. That's why I told you that it will be easier for me. I just sit when the speakers talk, then it fits. And it won't be 100 days anymore. But then, Nicole, because you work internationally with the clients from other countries, what kind of social media platform do you use to promote your programs or your company?
Right now, I've got my group running through Facebook, and the idea
Mm-hmm.
is, well, not only is Facebook an internationally used platform, but it also provides the individual constant contact with the CareerPath global community,
Mm-hmm.
because your career path journey isn't just something that you click off from. It's something that continues every day, all day long, because, like we were talking about, it's a physical, mental, emotional thing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's constantly allowing people to be connected. As I grow, ideally, I would like to develop my own app, but my biggest priority is that people stay a part of the community, and stay
Mm-hmm.
connected and stay engaged. They're paying for this monthly. I want them to utilize it, and I want them to be able to find a career that's going to make them happy. So, yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you've got Facebook, and I know there's some controversies about Facebook, and some people are on and some people are not. And so I'm trying to open up more options. I'm working with LinkedIn right now. But I do my live streams like we're doing right now. Unfortunately, LinkedIn, you have to actually, at the
Mm-hmm.
moment, get your application approved to do a live stream.
I haven't got it already 3 times, maybe. And some speakers, even no matter how famous they are, they have to apply until 9 times, 12 times. They don't
Uh,
give up. But I don't know if I am going to do that this. Waiting for
yeah.
them to be soften a little bit. Maybe they realize, oh, then I have to compete with the others, so I have to approve everyone on the live streaming. Maybe they will change their mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't they give you very vague requirements, and I've seen some people who are saying, "Oh, I got approved." And so I don't know, we'll
That's
see.
why.
Fingers crossed, but other because I want to start another group in LinkedIn because I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
be primarily working with people on LinkedIn, so it made sense,
Yes,
but
that's true.
it kind of is what it is. We have to do what we have to do, right? Like you were saying with the StreamYard situation. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm very happy that StreamYard provide me the equipment or the media like this to go live streaming for 1 year in program. And on the next program, actually on the online World Summit for live streamers with Sonya, we are going to use the Restream because Restream becomes our official sponsor. You see, I start to be
yay!
famous.
Yay! That's awesome. That's good for you.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, and I'm very happy that these two big media give me the platforms to do my projects and my programs, right? This is my dream, and I never imagined that 100 Days Live with Sonia will be this huge. As I mentioned many times, it was only because I wanted to be consistent in live streaming at least every day, but then it would be bored if I do it alone. So that's why it is much more fun. I do it with the others, but then the experts start to book the schedule, and then the speakers who are not famous enough, you know what I mean? Not because of they are not famous enough. I think they are not confident enough. Then they didn't reply. They didn't book the schedule after a long talk on the messenger. So that's why I understand. But then this is the great way for everyone, including me, to learn from the experts. Every day. This is like a free masterclass every day, Nicole. So
Yeah, absolutely. I watched some of the other ones, so you have some really great guests on. So
thank
that's
you,
that's
thank you,
awesome. You're doing amazing.
thank you. And then, do you have any message for our viewers today, and also, of course, the ones who are going to watch later?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think the biggest message is to kind of recap everything I've said. And,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, it's time for a career change. If you're feeling it physically, you're physically not feeling well, you're mentally and emotionally feeling drained and not well. And understanding that we all have bills to pay. And I'm not saying that you need to quit your job without a plan. First and foremost, make a plan. And again, I hate to sound like I'm promoting my business, but
Mm-hmm.
if
No problem.
if you're looking to make that career change, don't go it alone. It takes so much time to really figure out the right path for yourself. It can be so
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming, and it just can really make you feel depressed in a lot of ways. And so that's what we're here for, is to help
Mm-hmm.
you with that. You get a support team, you get a community, people who are in this industry that have the knowledge and information to help you mentally and physically and help you determine your career path. So don't be afraid to make the change. You don't have to just remain stuck where you are. There's always another option, but it's a lot easier if you don't go it alone.
Yeah, true. I agree with that. And then also, it's like it takes time to find another job or to start another career, right? And we cannot let ourselves starving because of waiting without any income. And then, yeah, how can our viewers reach you out easily, Nicole?
Right, right. Well, and I don't know if it was already, I know, in your post. The best way to contact me is through my
Mm-hmm.
website. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is CareerPath Global. Global is spelled GLBL.com.
Mm-hmm.
There's a contact form there. I'm on LinkedIn. I should be easy to find. I feel like I'm the Nicole Rand that's kind of dominating LinkedIn right now. So I should be the first pop up. So those are the
Yeah.
best ways to contact me
Mhm.
right now. Um, yeah, absolutely. Because I feel like, look, you're in a job you don't like, but if you've had someone help you develop, even if it's a 3-year plan, and I know anybody who's trying to get out of their job, like right now, would balk at that. But if you have legitimate goals set in place, if you have a legitimate plan, path that you're going to take to get to your dream job, to get to something that's going to make you happy to get up in the morning, that is going to take so much stress and weight off of you immediately, because all of a sudden what has felt like something that's permanent and you can't get away from is suddenly just temporary. So that is the biggest thing. That's all. I'm gonna stop talking before I come up with other big things.
Yeah, definitely it seems that you should join our next event, even become our sponsor, Nicole.
Yeah, absolutely.
So please do not forget to put the link in the comments after our show so that our audience or our viewers can click them easily, right? And then I thank very much also for our sponsors today, Katie Smith of catqueen.com.au. So if you need the web design and how to build your website professionally, please contact her, Katie Smith of catqueen.com.au. And then I thank our main sponsor, Rose Brand from livestreamuniverse.com. And because of you, the great speakers, Nicole, and then the other speakers, and of course our sponsors, I can make this program 100 Days Live with Sonya happening successfully. So, and I encourage everyone because I have already opened the registration for our next event in June, the 1st until the 5th of June, right? 2021 online World Summit for live streamers with Sonya. So if you have any experiences in live streaming and you feel that live streaming give you the benefits in life and business, please do not forget to register. Get your free ticket to wordsummit.anitasonya.com, wordsummit.anitasonya.com. You can also register as a speaker and even our sponsor. We need much more, many more sponsors. Come on, register today. So I'm very happy to have you again today in 100 Days Live with Sonya, and I hope that you can stay with us tomorrow and another day on the next day, and then the days that are going to come, and it won't be long anymore. I'm sad actually, but this is a good thing that we are going to start another great event, right, Nicole? Thank you very much for being here today, and I'll see you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.